Hey guys, and welcome back. It's the first video of the year, so hey. Um, I decided to just jump into this video and hope for the best. And I'm gonna give you a little update on my health. If you follow me on social media, you may have known that I had suffered a pulmonary embolism back in February of 2022. Kind of why the rest of the year I've just been super duper quiet. I've had a lot of doctor's appointments, up and down battles, um, life changes, health changes, and they're just continuing. Um, if you don't know what a pulmonary embolism is, it is a blood clot in your lung. Mine, from my understanding, was it was in my left lung, um, and it was like right next to my main artery. So it was in one of the little branches off of it, but very close to my main artery. So yes, I'm very lucky to be alive. Um, it was a very scary process, one that I am still recovering from almost a year later. It's caused some issues, and the doctors are still trying to figure it out because I did not know. But pulmonary embolisms are actually one of the number one leading deaths in America, and a lot of people wouldn't even know they had a clot because, unfortunately, they didn't make it. So I'm lucky to have and to finally know why I had this clot and somewhat have a treatment plan. So a little over 10 years ago, I've been fighting with lupus, but I was always borderline, and I was diagnosed with borderline lupus about 10 years ago now. And I didn't get my fully diagnosis until this year from the clot. So unfortunately, lupus had a hand in giving me a clot. If you don't know what lupus is, lupus is an autoimmune disorder. It is pretty much where my immune system attacks itself when it's healthy, put it that way. So when I'm healthy and I'm feeling my best, my body says, hey, there's something wrong here and it's not right, so we need to go get rid of it. Where when I'm sick, my body won't fight because my body says, or not that it won't fight, but it'll take longer for my body to try to fight off an illness, because to my body, that's normal. So yay me, and anybody else fighting lupus. It's been an uphill battle, and it's one that I feel like we're always learning about because there's so much research being done to try to find a cure and more treatments, but I honestly had no idea what big of an impact it could have on my life till this year. And I only say that because the last previous years, yeah, I had a few things here and there that would pop up, but they weren't persistent every day for a year. So I've just been dealing with that. I've also later got diagnosed with APS, and there's a whole huge word for that. I'm just gonna put it right here for you. But short term is APS. It's also a very rare autoimmune disease. It is pretty much the cousin to lupus. And it is where oh my gosh, your lupus brain fog. It's where your immune system It's where your immune system attacks your blood. So, yeah, my immune system is attacking my entire body and specifically my blood. So, those are the two that have played a role in me having a blood clot. So treating that with blood thinners, and I am currently on Plaquenil for lupus. And don't come at me if you're all about medicine, but I am not. I can't stand medicine. The only medicine that I am like okay with is the blood thinner. And my doctors have made me very aware that I am going to be on a blood thinner for the rest of my life. I know they want the same thing for the Plaquenil, but that's not what I want. And I know that lupus is treatable without it once I get it under control. So that's what I'm working with. I'm trying slowly. It's a slow process because it's not an easy process to change my eating ways, get a little bit more physical, which has been extremely hard. And you guys have been following me for a while. You know I'm a farm girl. I love riding my horses and I'm very active. But this past year, lupus has taken all of that away from me. We're not going to cry. It's taken everything from me, and I haven't been able to do all those things. So I'm working slowly on getting back to that, and getting to do the physical things that I so heartily love to do. What makes it difficult is that this past year I've just still continue to have the consistency of chest pain that I had with the clot. And before you guys ask, yes, I've had follow-up CAT scans and the clot is no longer there. So my blood thinner has been doing its job. But I still have the exact same chest pain, and the doctors just cannot figure it out, why I still have it, and if it's damage or if there's something else going on. They just can't figure it out. I was recently, a few months ago, back in November or December, I was diagnosed with asthma. And so I've been dealing with that when they kind of thought that that's maybe what was still causing all the chest pain and the discomfort and the shortness of breath I was still having. But now that I've been on treatment for asthma, they realized it wasn't the asthma. So we're kind of back to square one. I had a follow-up appointment today, and here's one thing that is so frustrating when you're fighting a autoimmune disease is that the minute I tell a doctor I have lupus, it becomes about lupus. It is, oh, you're feeling that because of your lupus. Oh, you have that because of your lupus. Oh, that's your lupus. But yes, we know that autoimmune, especially lupus, can affect your entire body. Your entire body. It can attack whatever it pleases to do. But it doesn't mean that is always lupus. And that's what I struggle with. I had a cold a few months ago, and I was just like, what is this? And they were like, oh, it's lupus. And I said, guys, not everything is lupus. And I honestly, I think the only doctor that agreed with me was my primary doctor. She was just like, yes, you're right. And we will check you for everything else before we assume that it's lupus. And that's the other hard part too, is because there's not a test that you can go take when you have new symptoms of something pop up that says, hey, that's lupus related. No, they can only just assume. So it's been a struggle. I've been on a struggle bus over here. And it's been hard trying to keep up with medication. I don't like medication. I'm not one for that. And like I was saying before, was that I've been trying to make changes so I can get off the Plaquenil. And unfortunately, my numbers were extremely high. I've been on Plaquenil since June, and we've tried to get myself off of it, and my lupus will just flare up like that. And it's not like, I mean, it's not like immediately. It's like I can be off of it for a week, and then it's just like, boom, I'm back. Where's my stuff, is what my body is saying. And it's just like, ugh. Because I am not great at swallowing pills. I know many of you are going to laugh at me and be like, girlfriend, you are almost 30 years old. How come you are not swallowing a freaking pill? I cannot. I know there's many other people out in the world that cannot swallow a pill. I am one of them. I cannot do it. I can't even swallow a little sprinkle if you gave it to me. I know why, and there's reasons why, but I'm not going to get into it right now. But I do have pills because, you know, I'm not gonna like make it that difficult on myself. So I do crush my pills. I put them in my food. But the Plaquenil comes in a liquid, and it's actually something new that they started doing in 2020 when COVID happened, and a lot of patients couldn't swallow. They made Plaquenil into a liquid form. So I take it that way, and even though I get it flavored, yes, I get it flavored. It is so disgusting. It is the most bitter thing that you could possibly ever take. Maybe there's worse out there, but my mom and Lewis made the wrong decision once by sticking their tongue in it. They wouldn't recommend. They wouldn't recommend. But it was a really big adjustment. And till this day, just trying to remember to take these medications, including the blood thinner. My body is really good at reminding myself if I forget, but it's been a struggle. I've been on a true struggle bus. And I am just so, I don't know, I just feel so much gratitude toward so many of you who've been following me on Instagram and wanting to know more and wanting me to bring more awareness to lupus and even APS, because there's not a lot of information on it. There's a lot of doctors that don't know anything about it. I've never even heard about it. I didn't know this until I was diagnosed with it, and people just don't know what it is. There's no cure for it, just like there isn't for lupus. It causes you a lot of pain, and there's no medication you can possibly take. Before I would take ibuprofen, and now that I'm on a blood thinner, I can no longer have ibuprofen. And oh my God, you guys, I think that has been the hardest part about the entire year of 2022 for me, was having 0 ibuprofen. I don't know how I've done it, but man, do I miss Motrin. I truly miss Motrin. The only thing I can take is Tylenol. And you know, it's Tylenol. We all know. We all know. But yeah, so that's pretty much, I guess, like a short update, because I didn't want to make this video too long. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know down in the comments, or any other topics that you maybe want me to do a sit-down video for, or any video suggestions. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions when it comes to lupus and symptoms and everything. And when it comes to an autoimmune disease, that's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Your symptoms, what you experience, your medication treatment, your diagnosis period, everything is different for everybody. And I don't even know where to begin, honestly, because when it comes to lupus, a lot of patients will experience a lot of the skin issues, and I necessarily don't. I get the rash, and mine like truly never goes away. It's usually there. It's usually like very bright and slaps you in the face, or it's just like a little tint. But besides that, there's not much more skin related things that I experienced with lupus, which I'm grateful for 100%. Everything I experienced with lupus seems to be more internal. There's just so many different things for each person when they experience a autoimmune disease. Um, so if you guys have like any specific questions or comments, or maybe you experienced any of these and you want to talk about it down below, feel free to, because I would love to hear anybody else's story, or if anybody else is experiencing something similar, or maybe you had a pulmonary embolism too and you're still experiencing chest pain. Let me know, because I would be very curious to know. Besides that, you guys, thank you for coming out and hanging out with me. I have tried making this video multiple times and I just delete it because I just think it's awful, and I'll probably think that of this one, but I'm just gonna post it anyway. But thank you guys for watching this, joining me, and praying for me, and being along this journey alongside with me. And just wanting to bring awareness to autoimmune disease. Um, and like I said, if you guys have any other video topic suggestions that you guys want to leave down in the comments, go ahead and do so for me. And I'll see you in my next video. I hope you guys have the best week ever. Bye, guys.